start recording. Okay. Before we actually continue further
Thanks for having player.
your uh, backstory and what has happened in
Right,
your
right.
solitude and everything, that you want to just quickly explain a little bit about Rokhan. You could say as much backstory as you want. I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
more.
Without giving away too much, we talked about it today, in the cave, um, but and we kind of figured it out as we went along because we had played that. Um, Definitely, you'll see a more chaotic neutral approach. He he's not magic born or anything like that. He's a humanoid, and his family had fled to Jugaria when Rolthang came into power.
Drugaria being a northern continent,
Yeah,
usually taken over by savages, a
yeah.
lot of orcs, a lot
I
of
wish we had a
ogres.
map right now in front of my
Yeah, I could
face,
like
but
bring it up.
but yeah, Jugaria is pretty untouched. The land is really fertile, and mostly inhabited by clans of orcs and other mythical creatures. It hasn't been totally um, explored. So his family just took a sea voyage, and of course, right around the coast, there was a storm, crashed, and his family was killed. Of course, he did survive with a few others, um, and so probably about five survivors. It was a large ship, so probably about 60 people, um, and so about 5 to 10 survivors. And basically, what happened was he was taken in by a clan of orcs, half orcs, and raised by them. He was very young at the time, and so he spent the better part of his life being raised by orcs, um, and following them around and learning their ways, learning their culture, most importantly, and learning their value of what life is, learning the importance of tradition and the importance of loyalty and things like that. Um, anyway, Drugaria has been otherwise colonized by the Rolthane. I don't know what the term chord is, like the Rolthane, or what their
Okay,
army
hold
is.
on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just brought up a map. Um, just really quick.
Yeah, for the followers.
Yeah, cool. Really quick, I have right down here is where Evervale is.
Mm.
It's right off the spine, which climbs right up, sort of just kind of like Japan. It's got that same kind of bend and such.
Mm.
And Evervale is right here, right in the harbor, and then right across the sea, the Jade Sea, is the Horde's Fist. So when we talk about the Horde's Fist and Drugaria is a city within the Horde's Fist. So yeah, that's the continent right there, and yeah, and that's just like a quick reference point. I'll upload this somewhere where it's easier to reference. But yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm the type. I'm a visual kind of explorer too. So like I like having maps and stuff, to tell the story. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's northwest, correct, of like the main continent.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, I was raised by orcs. Rokhan was raised by orcs, and he's always been crafty and kind of into that. He's not physically the strongest person, but I mean, he has grown more physically able with age. And yeah, so the Rolthane force has been kind of colonizing and imperializing all sorts of land. And of course, Drugaria is ripe for the picking because it's just inhabited by savages and undeveloped kind of nations of people, and unexplored ways of magic, which of course is a no-no in the land of Hearth, in the realm of Hearth. So um, my clan was destroyed among many others. And the sick thing was, the people, the orcs, and the people, they were given a choice kneel or be short ahead kind of thing. And most of the orcs, of course, if not all of them, the stubbornness of the orc and how loyal they are to their own culture and their own beliefs, they all said no. So they were destroyed, which is easier for the real thing. Um, until they realized that orcs are really strong and good for manual labor. So they gave Rokhan a choice, and he chose to remain alive and to serve Rolthane. And that's what he's doing with the. That's what he's doing in the grasp. That's what he's doing with the Rolthane guard. What did you decide to call the our? I mean, that's what he's doing with the King's Men, and
Yeah.
so basically, he's being used right now for his knowledge of orc culture and his skill as a thief, and
He's just
he's more of a rogue.
yeah,
But
like he was taken as a prisoner,
yeah,
and they tried so many means, and then finally they're just like, fine, we'll knight you, we'll do this, we'll do that. Yes, we are on the East Coast.
yes, I mean I've been promised
And
promised land, gold, titles. I've already been knighted under the crown of Rolthane.
just so you can turn on your brethren, being the orcs who your orc mentors.
Yeah, I mean, so for the past 10 years, I had campaigned in Drugaria, which is where I was raised, and basically taken for all my knowledge of where different clans are. Some were enemy clans of mine, but it's still a muddy situation where I still care about the orc culture, and and basically I've been faced with a choice of do I sell these people out, or do I pay with my life? And so far I've just been happy to take the gold, take the title, and watch these orcs be either captured or killed. They're being thrown into slavery and being forced to dig mines, build tunnels and things like that, build up the civilization, because Rolthane is now colonizing Drugaria, and I've been a huge part of that, of why that's possible.
Yeah. So I mean, like years from now, they're probably gonna sing songs of Rokhan and his knowledge.
Yeah.
Like so, which is all horrible because it's just him betraying and turning on his tribe. So yeah, the we so like I said, you started in the this chamber, and you've woken up after having that dream of the backfiring fishing rod that hit you in the head, and you wake up and you feel the swollen your eye where you hurt yourself in the dream, and it's actually swollen to the touch, and you actually feel that sting of pain as if you have been struck in the face with a rod or dowel. So yeah, you hear the and the door opens, and these guards come in, and they go, Rokhan. Your time's up. How you feeling?
Oh, I could take a little more punishment, but I'd rather not.
So, are you ready to give in to Rolthane? Into his allegiance and justice? For he is a forgiving God and a forgiving king. Are you willing to be with one of us?
I've been with you from the start, but Rolthane has seen it fit to cleanse me of my unholiness. And I think I've learned that Rolthane is truth, and Rolthane is Lord, and I'm ready now. I'm a servant of your will.
All right, whatever. And they kind of just they don't really take any of what you're saying is sarcasm. They don't really actually care about what you're saying. They just wanted some sort of response, and you say, all right, because you kind of take it as if it was their assignment just to come get you. They come grab, or they kind of, you're kind of kneeling in this sort of, not penance, but you're kind of in this, just this relaxed, slumped sit, and he comes up and gives you kind of sort of this, he grabs your wrist, pulls it around your back, and lifts you up.
Oh, so eager.
Yeah. And then he's like, shut up. And then he kind of, actually no, he doesn't do that, because that'd be, yeah, he pulls you up. And then they kind of, as soon as they drag you out into out of the cell and down the stairs as a prisoner, they kind of slide a crate to you, an open crate, and it's got all of your wares in it. And then from that point, they salute you as if you were one of their higher ranking officers, as they help you don your armor. Very, very confusing set of behavior, considering you were just moments ago you were just their prisoner,
right?
And now you're one of them, if not better. And then they salute you, and then you step out into the morning day. So you could see from what you remember, you think you can see the tower of the library of the ancients, where you think you met and stayed with that marked character.
Right.
There's also, you do remember a couple days ago that you met this guy named Creighton, and he was the guy who spoke with you guys and led you through your rebirth procession. So yeah, I mean, there was something called a prayer, or a daily prayer, and that's when you used to go, and before all this, you'd go and meet him and talk with him about your daily duties.
Yeah, every morning. Yeah. Yes, let us report. Give me his name again.
Creighton.
Creighton Barrel.
Creighton Barrel.
Yes.
Sir Creighton Barrel.
K with a K.
CR. I'll do it right now.
Okay.
Oh, except it's one G. Anyway.
It's
Creighton.
super Celtic. Creighton.
Creighton.
All right.
So yeah, that's Creighton, and yeah, he's got the bushy beard and the flat army top, buzz cut, and that's probably one of the only names you remember besides this marked guy, who you remember being some weird book nerd. So yeah.
Where's the is this the map here that I'm looking at? And roll 20.
In roll 20, you're looking at a map,
here.
but you can also go to your handouts, which I should probably load. Go to your handouts, go to Evervale map, and that'll actually break down the districts.
Evervale map. Ooh, fancy. All right, so we're in Evervale now, right? Correct. Okay.
Yes. Let me try to see if I can pull up something for other people to look at.
Love it.
You are in the military district.
Of course. Residential military. Oh,
I don't know if this is it. Nope,
yeah,
that's not it.
I found it.
No,
Great.
I'm looking for a specific. Oh crap! That's probably not it. Nope, that's not it. Damn.
All right, great.
I don't know what that is, but that looks cool. I'll get that before next time, I guess. Okay, so what does
Well, it's morning,
Rokhan do?
and it's time for prayer. I would say, I need to report to Creighton.
Okay. Yeah, you go to Creighton. You think you kind of fuzzy memory. It's been a couple days, but you think as soon as you get to the keep, you kind of find your way through the. You remember. Okay, I think it was this way that you got here, and then you, after spinning yourself around a couple times, you end up finding yourself in the office. They're the offices of where Creighton usually is. And you do see a familiar face. Creighton is standing towards, back to you towards, looks like to be like a wardrobe of some sort. And he's donning, looks like to be some sort of formal wear. But he turns and goes, ugh. I'm sorry, I have to...
Ah, if it isn't Rokhan.
I'm going to try to make him...
If it isn't Rokhan.
Maybe I won't make Creighton
I like it.
Sean
I like
Connery.
it.
Okay.
I like it. You can go on with it.
How are you?
Oh, I've been better. But I'm reporting for duty, and I'm ready to do my duty.
Good to see you out and about. You were a bit of a mess earlier. And a bit of a nuisance for us.
Well, birds need to learn to fly again, don't they?
Aye. But you do need new wings.
And
Well,
you
I
just-
think I fit into them quite nicely, don't you?
Great. And I think purple is the right colored feather.
Always. I had a few strange dreams while I was being cleansed of my unholy behavior, and I see now the vermin that is magic. I see now what we're doing.
See? Good.
He smiles, a slow smile, and
Right, Rolfane is just. Rolfane knows.
And I answer,
Oh.
Rolthane is Lord.
Aye.
he does his salute. It's definitely a completely different personality change from when you spoke with him with Mark. He was a little friendlier and a little more military, but this guy, he just seems a little more cryptic. But
So I guess you're here for your daily duty and your prayer.
I'm here for the duty of the rest of my life, sir.
Good. Well, I've got a couple things. You could remember 3 days ago you and Mark were had.
Oh, the boy.
Yes.
The magic boy.
Yeah, the marked one.
The vermin.
Yes. Him. He's had quite some success. He's already given us some sort of lead on the Ale Bottom Brewery. He's also right now in the middle of looking for and gaining the allegiance of a tribe outside of Evervale.
Sounds like a busy boy.
Aye, he is. Now, maybe if you leave now, you could probably catch him. But also, you could, knowing your skill, you can probably catch him whenever you want, and you're tracking and such.
I don't think he'll get too far from me, sir.
Good. Well, in that case, would you like to look into this case about this girl named Sophie? We also have one with there's a character who is it's the first quest hook I gave you, and I keep forgetting his name. Alright, this time I'm making a name, and I am not gonna forget it. How
Okay.
embarrassing. Real quick. Let's pretend this
Oh.
is happening.
This chair.
Did it break?
No, it's just rickety.
Oh, that's alright. Mine's pretty rickety too.
How's your back from sleeping on the floor?
Not so bad.
Alright.
Arassor Arassor.
Arassor?
Arassor. Arassor Ella.
He seems to be a sort of a very popular name over in the flea market. Not quite sure why. But we do need someone with skill like yours to go and investigate.
I look at him and I smile, and I just say, "You need me."
We do. Rolfing needs you.
And Rolthane always rewards his servants justly, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
And he opens up his drawer in his desk and he throws you a sack of gold and he goes,
Here's your payment for your duties the last couple of days.
looks like he's paying you for being tortured.
Right.
It seems there's 100 gold in the pouch.
And I say, Sir Creighton, the burden of my unholiness has been lifted and turned into gold, and forever it shall be. And don't you forget it.
Colin, is there any way we can change the framing of your camera? Because I'm just looking at your neck.
Yep. It falls. It's my just phone.
Alright. But, so yeah, he,
Yeah, I smile. I take the gold, and I kind of point to my my bruises, and I give him a little reminder of even though I stray from the path, I'm always willing to take a beating for the cause of Rolthane.
and he's like, good, because there's a lot you're gonna need to take for the name of Rolthane.
Now, Creighton,
Yes.
Arassor Ella, is that how you say it?
Arassor Ella. Or Mr. Ella.
What is it that needs to be done with this man? Are we looking at something like questioning, or are we looking at something like what has happened to me?
Well, let's start. I see you're eager to show Rolthane's hand. But
The hand of Rolthane must stretch through Evervale.
It should, but let's start with a little questioning first.
Of course.
All right. So yeah, I suggest going to the fleas at once and seeing if you can see and find such a man.
Okay.
He's usually wearing, he's dark of skin, and he wears a turban.
So, dark of skin, where's the turban? Got it. So, I look at him, and on my way out, I remind him, I say, I know you trust the boy, the marked one. I say, but don't forget, Rolthane sees the unholiness of the magic ones, the willpower. Don't use it too lightly. There are consequences for such things.
There are. Aye. And don't worry, we've got our eye on him.
I say, good. Because I don't trust such filth. And then I turn out and I leave.
All right. So yeah, you head to the fleas. Is that where you head?
Yeah.
All right. So you head to the fleas. It's relatively early. A lot of tents are being set up, and you see. You want to make I think investigation is a thing. I'm still trying to learn all of the.
Yeah. Let me get up my my character sheet.
Investigation, which you don't have trained. That's
Give me
weird.
a check. What do you call
Roll it for you.
No. I mean, I can roll it. I just gotta find my character sheet.
I'll give
spot
you a
check.
sec. Investigation.
Okay. Oh, I see it. Okay, cool. I just click on it.
Yep. You just click on there's a little dice.
Fancy.
All right. Through looking around.
I rolled a 20. Is that?
No, you rolled an 8.
Oh,
you usually take the first one unless you have advantage.
Oh, I had no advantage.
You had no advantage. Well, all right. Okay, I'll give you inspiration for your great role playing this whole time.
Thanks, Squirrel.
You're welcome.
All right, cool. All right.
Got to reward good role playing. All right, so
Yeah.
it takes you probably about 3 or so minutes, or maybe even one pass through the
What is this
flea
town
market.
kind of like? Is it like gritty sand, or is it like fertile kind of? Give me a.
It's it's usually like a fairground, but with the grass is kind of patchy. A lot of foot traffic has definitely eroded this square.
Cool.
Yeah.
So your typical like.
Yeah, it's definitely definitely flea market grounds.
City market kind of. All right,
this is-
cool.
yeah,
Busy
this is the
streets and stuff.
Crafters district. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I have my armor on.
Okay.
To look threatening. I do have a brown cloak over my shoulders and a hood over my head,
All right.
just
You've
to
got
remain inconspicuous.
the deep purple, wine stained purple stuff. All right. I should probably change my bow tie because it is kind of blank. All right. So you walk through, and you do see this big burly man, tall, and you see this tan. He's wearing a red, like a deep crimson robe, and
Did you say his name was Paul, or did you say it was tall?
tall. You see this guy named Paul?
Hi, I'm Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Hi there.
So yeah, he wears. He's got a long turban, or a turban with like a long strand going down into the middle of his back. He turns around and tries to looks as he's ordering men to unpack his tent, and he is definitely dark of skin and fits the description that you were told.
Okay. I approach him. Good day there, fellow sir.
Hello.
Seem to
So it
Need-
is.
need any assistance unloading your things?
I believe we have it. Thank you.
Wonderful. And
Are you here to shop?
I am not. I am here on business today, sir. Wondering what's in the crates. Just an awfully large shipment for a shop of this size.
Yes, well, it seems that you are in the market for something. Is that true?
Yes, just official role thing business. I kind of not unhinge, but fluff over my robe and kind of show my sword hilt and armor.
Well, just normal weaponry. You kind of keep yourself defended in
Oh.
a town like this, you know.
Of course,
course,
sir. Yes,
yes.
you are indeed a businessman. Arassor Ella, is that correct? I hear your name around town.
Yes, that is me. That is I. Is there
Wonderful.
a problem?
No problem at all. I did receive word that I was to check out your permit for your weaponry.
Okay.
I mean, normally it would be something that we could totally overlook, believe me, but with such a large shipment, I'm not the one being suspicious. It's just protocol. You understand, of course.
I do. Just 1 second. And he goes to the cart, and he opens up looks like some sort of foot locker at the bottom, or the underneath the bench. He'll open up the seat. Is actually a hinge to a trunk, and in the trunk is
a scroll, and he reaches out and he kind of just hands it to you, and it does look like official paperwork for carrying weaponry, bandages, tools, kind of all odds and ends. And he does do export and he mentions all of his export or import is all from of course Rolthane settlements.
Okay. Now his connection with this, again, can you remind me? I'm just drawing a blank. I don't want to lead us down a wrong path. So what's the connection that I'm here for?
You're here because people it's very popular. He's got a very popular business, and Rolthane needs to know if it's actually a legit business or if it is not. And the best way to do so is something. Actually, make an insight check, and I will let you know what they mean by all of this.
Got it.
Insight should be a skill. Yeah. After like a quick flash of kind of a realization, maybe you were called upon this because you need to earn their trust, and you should probably get onto his good side and figure out if something's wrong. Because why would they send you on? Why would they send you on a perfectly legit businessman's? Why would they step on any perfectly legit businessman's toes when you were probably needed elsewhere?
Okay, so I'm confused. Give me a little more insight, I need to get on his good side.
Get on his good side, and there's got to be more underneath the obvious. I need to see your paperwork.
Of course.
Because he was ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
But there must be something else.
Okay.
Perhaps you would like to look at the wares.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you see he speaks in some dialect that you've never heard before, but it's definitely some sort of continental, different continent kind of speech. And
Right.
A guy goes, "Hey, yeah," and he opens up the crate with one of his crowbars, and you just see piles and piles of swords. At the bottom of it's probably some armor, and yeah.
Okay. I pick up one of the small daggers and just kind of inspect it. Give a kind of a, cavalier glance, as if I'm not even really interested in doing my job. And then I'm kind of shooting the breeze with him.
You have a rapier, correct?
I do.
All right. You do see a fine masterwork rapier inside this crate. You can't help but not grab it.
Okay, that's what I grabbed then. Okay, I ignore the dagger. I throw the dagger. I toss the dagger to the side.
Yeah, you were looking at the dagger, and then you saw the rapier. Yeah,
I
it's
say
it's
to the other
from a
guy, I
different
say,
kind.
"Hold this, Pip. Can I call you Pip? Here, Pip." And then I give him the dagger. And I pick up the rapier. This is fine craftsmanship.
It's got a red felt in the inside of the cup. It looks like a swept hilt rapier with the crossbar has two little skulls on each side, and the blade looks the blade looks banged up, but it is very light. And he goes,
I see you are a fighter with the way you hold the sword. That is much better than yours.
I say, it is a very well-made blade, but the blade is always part of the arm, sir, as you know, and to me, my blade is far superior. And I kind of toss him his own blade as if he were to catch it.
Okay. He does catch it, but he doesn't catch it by the handle and be cool about it. He just grabs it by the blade and places it nicely on the table.
Right.
Because he doesn't look like he actually cares to ever cross swords. He just wants to make the money. So he just kind of grabs it and eases it back down. And
I say, not a swordsman yourself, huh?
No, I'm not.
don't dabble from your own supply then.
No, I don't. I do pay others to be my sword.
Ha! Ah, that's always a good business.
It is. Are you in the business for... Are you willing to sell me your sword?
I'm insulted by your request, sir.
I meant no insult.
Just a sec.
And I
sec.
kind of approach him almost threateningly, and kind of whisper to him, one with such request would need the coin to see a sword like mine. And I rip my sword out really quickly, and
No idea
wow.
what that was. Sorry about that. I'm back. I had
That's
someone
cool.
at the door that just wanted to knock and ring the doorbell and be stupid.
Hey, I just wanted to say hi.
I just got a clipboard, and I just wanted to ask you a few questions about my clipboard. All right.
That's well made. So I'm just being very showy, trying to show my worth, and I draw my sword really quickly, and while doing so, swing it around my head, and the kid behind me thinks it's like coming right at his face, and he backs up and he knocks into a bunch of shit, and he falls over.
Who, Pip?
Yeah, poor Pip.
Okay, yeah.
And his name's probably like Tariq or something like that.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
called him
but
Pip.
you just called him Pip. Yeah.
So he just kind of backs up and he knocks into a bunch of stuff, and like poor
Okay.
clumsy kid. And it just and then and I land the rapier like very gently, almost as if this guy's gonna get his head cut off. But I stop it right at his neck.
Right at Arassor?
Yeah, right at Arassor's neck, and then of course calmly and coolly put it back into my sheath.
And he goes, that was terrifying. You,
Sorry, were you going to say something? Were you going to say something cool to finish that? Sorry.
Well, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
No. Yeah, so I knock his ass over, and then I kind of coolly take the rapier away, and I say, a good sword is easy to come by, but a good warrior is priceless.
That's true. You do look like you're a good warrior. Would you like... I have an offer for you. Do you like that sword?
I say.
He points to the one. He points to the one that you were holding, that you were scoping out earlier.
Right. The sword that he put down.
And it does look like a nicer sword.
Right. And I say, I do admire its craftsmanship, and I take the sword that I'm holding, and I kind of stick it into the ground. I say, but this one does suffice until something happens to it.
You stick your sword? Sorry.
Yeah, I stuck my sword into the ground.
Okay.
And he goes, yes. Well, you do me a favor. And you keep that sword. Maybe consider this a trial run.
And I say, so you're in need of my help for services, and you're offering me a sword to which I already own.
Well, you don't have to. It's not a big deal. I was just asking. You don't need the sword, because apparently yours is not even... Your sword is just a tool, because it is the hand that is the weapon. Correct?
And I say, I'll tell you what. And I say, Pip!
And he kind of like confusedly looks at Arassor like, is he talking to me? And then he finally responds, like steps up a little bit after falling off the ground and still dusting off, and looks at you with a little bit of terror because he doesn't want to be knocked over again.
Right. I say, what's your
Yes?
name? What's your name, boy? Your real name, the name your mother gave you, or the name that you chose to give yourself?
Tariq.
Tariq. It's probably with a Q.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Tell me, are you a fan of swordsmanship? I mean-
I'm fan of work. I'm fan of work. Working is good.
And he looks over at Arassor and like nods, like yes, it's good. And he's like, and they kind. He just. It looks like he's more of a. He's more scared,
Right.
than anything else.
Oh, okay.
Like he's. It's like it's my job to work.
Mm-hmm. And I say to him, I say, this is a valuable lesson. Any job you come across is always the job for you. And then I take my sword out, and then I sheath it again, and then I look at Arassor Ella, and I say, I will take your quest, and I will take my boy Tariq with me. And if he returns safely, then you can give me your sword. That will be my
If he
oath to
returns,
you.
if he returns safely,
Say, well, it wouldn't exactly be a fair trade for myself if something like you giving me a sword, which I already have, is at stake. One life for another life. And I say, what do you say, Tariq? Would you like to go on an adventure?
No.
And I say, of course, he says yes.
Okay. Arassor goes, all right.
What I need you to do is I am missing one crate. And this one is very special to me. I need it brought from across the sound back to my warehouse. And
Okay.
you dare not open it. Understood. Do I have your word as a Rolthane guard?
And I look at him and I put my hand gently on his cheek and I say,
Tariq
You
goes,
ha-
I will not open it, I promise.
Yeah.
Before you dramatically say something.
And I say, Tariq's game, and you have my word as whatever you want me to be, sir. Rolthane or no Rolthane. I give him kind of a...
And he kind of just brushes you off. He's a little offended at your pat on the cheek.
And he goes, well, then be off.
I say, have no fear, sir. Your crate will return, and so will your boy servant. Heaven knows what else you use him for. Come along, Tariq.
Also,
And as you're turning and walking away, he goes,
meet Hedge at the docks.
Okay.
And tell him you are with me.
Cool.
H-E-J.
Oh, well.
Whatever. So yeah, is that where you head?
Yeah. I take Tariq. He knocked over a bunch of shit, so I lean over and when Arassor Ella turns around, I toss Tariq a dirk. It's iron. It looks like it's well made, as all these blades are.
Okay.
And he kind of looks like he's like, I don't know what to do. And I say, you see those little rings hanging around your belt? And he's like, yes. And I say, well, use them. And so he sticks the dirk inside the little ring.
He actually puts it in the one that actually the strap goes around.
Yeah.
He just puts that right in the center, and it just
Right.
looks stupid. But he's like, okay, I have it.
I say, yes, we
And,
slowly but surely.
All right, and you, for the sake of time, you go to the docks, I assume, correct? Unless you're going anywhere else. You go to the docks, and after asking around, you do see this man on the docks waiting. He's got a boat, and he calls himself Hedge. Are you the man that Arassor sent?
I am a man of many men. And yes, I do know this Arassor. Who are you, sir?
I am Hedge.
Ah, I've heard so much
I am
about
his
you.
paid ferryman.
And a wonderful ferryman you are, sir.
Exactly. Okay, are you helping me with the crate? Because it takes more than I to bring it across.
Well, that's why I brought such brawny strength here. This is my friend Tariq.
Tariq smiles awkwardly.
and I say, "Don't be fooled. The
And
man."
you've never seen greener teeth in your life.
Then I look at Hedge and I say, "Don't be fooled. The man's a hired assassin. He'll kill you with a whisper."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh, all right. Well, I will be sure to stay on his bad side.
I say, "Yes, I'm the same way. The ride here was hell." I say,
Okay,
"All right,
Captain.
all right,
So, yeah.
ferryman."
you guys stumble and walk into the rowboat, and about an hour and a half of just rowing, or this guy rowing, happens, and then
On the way there,
Mhm.
one conversation I have with Tariq is, Tariq, how old are you, Tariq?
I am. He's got to think for a minute. I am 20. I've been here for 2 decades and 4 years.
All right,
Oh no, 3 decades and 2 years.
all right. Well, I'm gonna pick one for you.
Okay.
And I say, you're going to tell people that you are 20 and 4 years.
Okay.
And
He
that
doesn't
was the
quite get why, and he's like, okay.
and that was the conversation that I
And
had on
that's
the way
okay.
there.
You see these docks. It looks like you're about to approach them, and then right when you figured you would start to slow down, you don't, and you drift right by the docks, and then you go around this other big rock, and then there seems to be this brush, and you beach yourselves. Hedge gets out, and looks like he just uncovers a bush and some dust and just rubs this dust and grit off of what looks like to be an old crate that has been there for at least a couple hours. It smells. The crate smells of meat and blood.
Okay.
But he goes,
Okay. I guess you must help me.
and then he and Hedge both do like a. You see Hedge tie probably the most intricate knot you've ever seen ever tied.
Okay.
And then he's got one trick, and he's the knot tier. And so they both pull the crate up onto the boat, and they ask
Hedge and who?
Hedge and what's his face, Tariq. Tariq actually holds the boat as you guys both lug it up onto the boat.
Got it.
And then he also gives you an oar, or he gives you a set of rows or oars, and asks you to help row. It's going very. The boat is sitting very close to the surface of the water. It does take on water if you guys jostle a very little bit.
Okay. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a very sticky situation.
Okay.
But yeah, so about halfway through, right, like when you're getting closer but farther from the edge, closer to where your destination and farther from the edge, or from where you came from, you make what looks like to be make a perception roll.
So wisdom check, right?
It's under your skills, perception.
Yeah.
Oh, great. You see that you are getting closer, but you do hear like a shunk, kind of like some sort of blade being drawn.
In the ship? Can you say that again?
In the ship, yes. And you also hear a coming from behind you. Yes. Tariq is behind you.
Okay.
You have 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7,
I pull
6,
the oar
5,
out from its mast.
4, 3. Okay.
So we go kind of cockeyed
1.
and like
Okay.
bump the ship.
Okay, so the ship takes on a lot of water, and as they do that, you hear yeah and ha as both of these guys jump to attack you. It looks like it was probably a premeditated attack. So yeah, roll initiatives.
Tariq, you monster!